the hell, dude? What did you get me into, man? You tell me to meet you at this place because you're getting one of your stories published. Next thing I know, we fall in some weird, wacky bubble, and we're in some weird world. Did you create this?
Yes and no. How was I supposed to know that they were going to put us in some look-at-ass machine?
Oh, it's nice, but so what was the story about? Anyhow, was it nice? Was there no monsters, nothing, right?
About that.
What the fuck is that, dude?
Oh, my name's Doug, and I'm here for the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to collect money to send kids to camp.
Well, looks like we're gonna have to find some monsters, man.
Okay, so we're trapped inside of a story you wrote with a big-ass monster coming at us, and we have nothing to defend ourselves with. How are we supposed to fight that thing? I don't even have any pocket change to throw at the damn thing.
Bruh, ain't you ever heard of plot armor? Just think about your inventory or whatever. I'm sure we will have something.
You know what? I'm willing to try anything. Let's try something. Ah, yeehaw! What the hell, man? Apparently I'm some sort of space-age cowboy with an assault rifle and a pistol? What kind of fiction is this? It's all kind of split or something.
Bruh, ain't you ever heard of modern fantasy?
Well, I guess I got an idea here. See, I can shoot from a distance, and you gotta get up close. So what I'm gonna say is you run that way, and you go and you start attacking his legs, and I'm gonna get over on this hill, and I'm gonna shoot at him. And that should weaken him enough where you can jump, and you can hit him in the head, and take that son of a bitch down. All right? You head that way, I head this way. Let's do it.
Well, I'm just here, like I said, for good cause. If you want to donate, it's great. I don't understand.
You big giant son of a bitch. Okay, I think I weakened him. Jump and hit him in the head.
That's my balls. You're chopping my balls. Donation for the get all my balls. Oh, not again.
Oh, I have to admit, that was a blast. Even though I don't know why in hell I got some sort of accent, and I ain't never seen somebody with your skin tone and hair like that. But you know what? That's cool. This is your story, and it's quite amazing. And we killed that sumbitch. Let's go and get some bears.
Yeah, let's go to the tavern.
Yeah, we'll still get some whores or something.
Hello everybody, it's me Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another game review. I wanted to take my time on this one because this one is good. This is my review of Split Fiction. This game was developed by Hazelight Studios and published by Electronic Arts and released on March 6th of 2025 for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S. Now, what exactly is Split Fiction? Well, if you played any other games that Hazelight Studios has made, you're going to know it is a split-screen co-op multiplayer game. But this one, much like the other ones, are unique as hell, man. Now, you can play this either on the online mode or with couch co-op, where you can actually play as either one of two characters, Mio Hudson or Zoe Foster, two writers that were invited to a company called Radar Publishing. And when they get there, it turns out not to be like a publishing building. It's an experimental simulation. Think like the Matrix. That actually allows you to get into these stasis pods, these bubbles, that allow you to actually go into your stories that you have written. But the only issue is the one girl, she's all for it. But the other one, she just wants money. She's just there to sell some of her stories. And she doesn't want to do it, but a tussle happens and they both fall into the same pod, the same bubble, and get trapped. because each one is meant for one person at a time. Now, Mio likes to write sci-fi, while Zoe's stories are purely fantasy. So that's where you get the idea of split fiction in this. The mechanics and gameplay are some of the most unique I've seen to date. You play this as a third-person game, but each character in each level gets different game mechanics. Like one mission, you'll be like, almost like Lord of the Rings and stuff, running from giant golems and as stuff is collapsing everywhere, and you're doing all kinds of major league platforming. Honestly, that's one of the neatest things about this is the mechanics that they have in the gameplay in each and every level is unique. It's one and done. It really is. I mean, most all of the levels only have these mechanics that's used once. And you have to have a good collaboration between you and your friend that you're playing with in order to be able to get through these puzzles. You have to actually help each other to solve these puzzles, and defeat enemies in this game is paramount. I mean, there'll be areas where you'll have to be like in one area with your gun, and you have to shoot this platform to make it raise, but it only stays up for so long. So you got to time it just right with your friend and go, okay, go now. And then they got to do it back and forth to where you have to work throughout. And as you progress through these levels, they get an extremely amount of difficulty to where you have to be on your A game with you and your friend to work together to actually get through the platforming areas, to solve these puzzles, and to fight the epic multiple boss battles. Dear Lord, this game has got so many bosses, it just keeps throwing stuff at you. And along with that, each of the levels is quite long in size. I mean, they can go on for quite a bit with a vast amount of different variety in them, with the different mechanics and enemies you fight, and the dialogue between these two characters. You can tell at first they don't like each other, but as they grow together as friends and progress, they open up and you find out their true secrets of why the one is so happy with sci-fi, why the other was always writing about fantasy. It's really quite charming. And each level has a hidden additional side story, which is pretty much consisting of unfinished ideas and stories from Zoe and Mio, stuff that they wrote a long time ago. And, as you progress through the story, you start realizing things aren't exactly what they seem. And they let you know right from pretty close to the second level, you can kind of figure out what is going on. And at this point, it's basically you trapped in the Matrix, trying to get through all this stuff to survive, to get out. Now, the thing I thought was really charming about this is the two girls that you play as, Mia and Zoe, are named after the director's daughters, so that's kind of cool. Now, as for overall game size, this is a long one. This is not one you can set and play one time through. You probably can if you really want to rush it, but I would say take your time and enjoy this. This is a multi-part gameplay amount of content in this. So, if you need to do it over several days. Me and my buddy Derek, we took our time, Dead Man Bones, and it's a really hefty game and very challenging, very charming. Some of the levels are so wacky and offbeat, but you have 8 main chapters in the main story, consisting of over 50 levels, okay? Now, these are main levels. There's also the side story levels, boss fights, and more. So you're looking at well over 50 different levels, each one with different mechanics as you go through. And some are gritty and dark. Some are like, honestly, Blade Runner. One minute you're doing a Blade Runner. Next minute you're doing a Lord of the Rings. The next you're flying on dragons. The next you are a pig that can fart rainbows that ends up getting thrown into a meat grinder and turned into a hot dog that you have to properly cook and then cover with ketchup and mustard before you put in a hot dog bun. I'm not joking. The amount of variety and charm, it's just moments where we are so happy playing this game, turning to each other. This is a game right here that will make you high-five your buddy if you're playing right next to him, or you'll be yelling at him over your microphone as you're playing it. Honestly, I have not played a game this fun in a long, long time. Visual fidelity of it, it's running on Unreal Engine 5, so it looks very, very nice. There's some levels that are so huge in size and epic scope that, honestly, the graphics of this is very, very impressive. Dead Man Bones even asked me, are there like video settings for this? And I didn't really check to see, but I always have my PS5 running in performance mode, not graphic mode. But honestly, for visual fidelity, the animation, the controls are smooth, and like I said, you will die a lot in this. You will die a lot just trying to figure out how to solve these puzzles and to get through the areas. But it has a very, very forgiving, mode. on it to where when you die, as long as the other person don't die, like in a boss battle, it'll have a little meter that'll pop up. You've got a mashed triangle, and if you can do that before both of you die, the boss battle continues. Now, in the normal game levels, if you both die, you just kind of automatically respawn right where you're at. So it's got a really forgiving checkpoint system, and it has a really good auto save system. And I might add, we tested this out and it works great. You can do crossplay with Xbox people on PlayStation. So that's nice. And whatever you play, you can actually pick up and play later. So when I was playing with Deadman online, well, the next day he came over and we just played couch co-op and we were able to carry on right where we left off. Now, it is whoever is, quote, the host that has the ability to continue the game. So anyone who's like a friend or something, if they decide to play the game without you, it won't work. Because here's the thing about this. When you buy this game, it comes with something known as a friendship pass. One person who buys this game can then send a link to one of their friends where they can pretty much download for free what's known as the friendship pass, which allows them to download and install the game. And so as long as one person owns a copy of the game, somebody else can actually use a friendship pass and play the game along with you for free. So that right there is another thing that Hazelight Studios has done with all the games they've made so far, which have actually been brilliant, and they keep getting better each time. The first one, I think, was called No Way Out, where you were two prisoners trying to escape a prison and solve the mystery of why you were framed. The other one was It Takes Two, where it was a wife and a husband who were pretty much getting a divorce, and the daughter was so sad that she actually turned them into yarn people and got them stuck in her mind. And this one, like I said, this one is much more epic in scale and scope. Like I said, you have speeder bikes one moment, then you're running around with a giant magical cat the next. And like I said, the boss battles are epic, multi-layered, multi-part battles that, hands down, this is a fantastic game. And you would think, since, as you can see from the game footage, it's really cool they don't have this ability that when you're playing, if you do go to two different areas, it will have the screen split down the middle, with one player on the left and the other player on the right. At certain key moments, when you join back together, it'll merge back into one screen and follow you both around. And it'll constantly do this throughout the game. Honestly, it's one thing, if you've never played a game like this, you kind of got to get used to, because it is one of the main mechanics of the entire game. But hands down, there's no lag, there's no glitches, no issues I have had while playing this game at all. No graphical pop-ins, no glitches whatsoever. Honestly, for this being a rather small team of people, it's still considered an indie team that made this. They have roughly about 80 or so people that created this game. And each of the mechanics they apparently spent months on to make sure they get them to where they worked right. But hands down, I love it when you have a smaller studio that's able to take and make something so vibrant, so graphically pleasing, and so much charm. I mean, it's got humor in it, it's got dark stuff in it, it's got WTF moments in it. And like I said, the boss battles are done so well to where it incorporates every single mechanic that they've actually designed for both players each and every time. And it's different every single fucking time. I'm amazed at this, at how they do it. I mean, really, hands down. Now, as per total price of this game, keep in mind, this game with 50 levels will take you about 12 to 20 hours to beat. That's right. If you rush through it, you might be able to get through it about 10 to 12 hours. But this is a game I highly recommend that you take your time and enjoy every little aspect of it. Enjoy all the morsels, all the little stuff they put in. There's a bunch of stuff they put in, too, that me and Deadman Moans ain't been able to figure out yet, like water slides, if we think there's trophies locked behind them or something. But we were wanting to get through the game just so we could get this review out. And we're going to go back and we're going to try to figure those out. But honestly, for a 50-level game, they'll take you minimum 12 hours to 20 hours long. This game is $50. Now, a lot of times I would sit here and say $50 is a bit expensive for a game that is only minimum 12 hours long. However, this game is so fun, so charming, has so much, fertility in it, so much, just variety in it. And the fact that you can actually own a copy of this and then have someone else download the Friendship Pass for free and play. The only thing I haven't tested is to see if you could do it with multiple people. If I own the game, can multiple people actually download the Friendship Pass and play it with me? I think they actually can. So this is also another game that I would have to say actually has great replayability in it. Even though you'll understand and know how to do the puzzles after the first time, there's so much stuff that like even me and him miss that we can go back and find and play. It's just such a fun game. It plays great. It looks great. The characters, I love them, how they start off, the one's a sweetheart and the other's a kind of a snarky bitch. But when you find out the meaning of why she is, then you understand, and you know as they progress, they open up and they become great friends to solve to get out of this predicament that they're in, and basically stop an evil bad guy. I mean, after all, let's be honest, we all know how well corporations are these days. But in the end, I have to say, can I recommend Split Fiction? Hell yes, I can. This, I am going to say right now, it should win the next Game of the Year award. This is a Game of the Year winner. Just for the overall plot, the characters, the control, the constant changing of mechanics, the constant different games you're playing. 1 minute you're playing something that plays just like a Mortal Kombat. Next you're playing something that's like Gradius. Hands down, I have never played a game in my life that was this fun, that played this well, that had no issues, that worked online with no issues of the online malfunctioning. Honestly, hands down, I am going to say this. Split Fiction is definitely a Game of the Year. If it don't win it, it's definitely going to be my Game of the Year on my next video that I do next year when I always do my Game of the Year awards, my top 10 picks. But in the end, I have to say, without a shadow of a doubt, Split Fiction is fantastic, and I highly recommend each and every single one of you pick it up and play this game. This was Nate, a.k.a. Devil Dog. I know this was a long video this time, but this game deserved it. Please leave in the comments below if I've left anything out. If you agree or disagree with me on this review, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and of course, here at Devil Dog Gaming, we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.